Hello, everyone. Buckle up because XRP is absolutely unstoppable right now. We're talking zero limits, zero boundaries. And those spot ETFs, they're about to get the green light any second now. Listen, there's some absolutely wild stuff emerging about the head honcho at Evernorth and what they're cooking up for XRP. We've also got mountains of fresh intel on the DTCC listings. Oh, and BlackRock? Yeah, they're finally ready to spill the beans on stablecoins. I'm going to weave in some other juicy XRP developments as we go, but Brad Garlinghouse was caught rubbing elbows with Bo Hines at this insane dinner party packed with America's biggest players in crypto and AI. What's the deal there? Stick around, I've got the scoop. Let's kick things off by talking about Ashish Birla, the big boss over at Evernorth, and Tony Edward. Listen to this.
You mentioned the demand for XRP. We've seen a lot of spot ETF filings still on the table, waiting for the SEC to take action. In addition, you had XRP futures go live on the CME and so forth, and there's been a lot of institutional demand. So I think it's like perfect timing that you guys are launching this digital asset treasury company focused on XRP because how things have changed, Ashish. I mean, obviously the SEC Ripple lawsuit has concluded after years of going back and forth, but the sun is shining down now on us, and the dark clouds have gone away, and there's a lot of demand for this asset.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a new day, Tony. Like it definitely feels like, we started off as infants in this industry, and now we're, becoming adults. And, I'm happy to be part of the adult movement in digital assets. And part of that adult movement is getting institutions to adopt. I don't think this ecosystem, I don't think cryptocurrencies will flourish until there is broad-based adoption by institutions out there. And again, Evernorth is one tool to help get institutional adoption, making it easier to participate in the crypto economy, making it easier to participate in this financial future that will be built on blockchains. But there's going to be other tools that we need. We talked about regulation and the right kind of legislation, but we need more tools around there. ETFs being a great one, CME futures trading XRP another great tool. And again, this is all part of the adult growing up process that the whole industry is now participating in, thankfully.
Man, that was such a bizarre jump. 1 second we're talking about babies, next thing you know, we're full-blown adults. Like, what universe did we just travel through? Anyway, moving on because there's some crazy stuff happening. Here's what's popping off. These digital asset treasuries are spreading like wildfire through the XRP world right now. And guess what? That's creating this massive wave of FOMO for everyone else out there. Banks are watching, corporations are watching, institutions of every flavor are sitting there thinking, wait, we need our own game plan for XRP and crypto. This is literally spawning an entire new industry before our eyes. But wait, there's more. Picture all that institutional money flooding into ETFs. We're talking truckloads of liquidity coming in hot. And what does that mean? Less coins floating around in circulation. Now pile onto that madness all the DeFi magic happening on the XRP ledger, the EVM sidechain getting built out, developers everywhere crafting the next wave of lending platforms, borrowing tools, tokenization tech, the whole 9 yards. So here's where things get really interesting. Exchanges are practically running on empty when it comes to XRP. Now imagine what's about to unfold when every single source of demand hits the accelerator simultaneously. Regulations walking through the front door, and suddenly this asset starts doing exactly what it was built for in the first place. This is the defining moment we've been grinding towards, folks. Everything's converging into one massive catalyst right before our eyes. People keep asking me, what's your price prediction for XRP? Look, here's my honest take. Whatever number you're seeing today is ancient history compared to where we'll be in 30 days, 12 months, or half a decade from now. And once XRP flips that switch and goes full utility mode, the casino closes. No more gambling on maybes. That's precisely why I'm loading my bags like there's no tomorrow. Another dip comes, markets go haywire again. Bring it on. I'll keep smashing that buy button until the day comes where I actually consider, maybe I should look at something else. Right now, though, I'm riding with the XRP army all day, every day. This isn't just my top holding, it's basically my entire strategy. And let me tell you, the future I'm building gets me fired up. And hopefully the future you're building does too. Take a listen.
Fully.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I read you guys are raising $1 billion to buy XRP, of course. Is that a cap, or in the future you may raise additional capital? And who are the folks who have participated so far in the capital?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, we'll stay active out there. We don't have any plans to stop, and so we'll, as soon as the transaction is closed, we'll again look at additional opportunities. But the idea is not to stop at $1 billion in treasury. And I'm happy, Tony, to be supported by world-class investors. And one thing that we do want to do is expand internationally. You may know that XRP is widely popular in Korea and in Japan, and having SBI, participate in Evernorth's, financing, is going to potentially help unlock those Asian markets for us as well. So that post-close transaction, looking to those kinds of expansion opportunities, is going to be a high priority for the Evernorth team. And again, we're lucky to have world-class investors from SBI, Ripple, Arrington, XRP Capital, and several others join us in this journey.
So it looks like they're seriously gearing up to expand into other markets, right? I mean, you've got South Korea on the radar, Japan's in the mix, and honestly, I'm betting there's going to be a whole lineup of other countries jumping on board too. Here's the thing though, they've already said that $1 billion isn't their finish line, like not even close. I'm sitting here thinking this could easily balloon to $5 billion, maybe even $10 billion down the road. And you know what? I genuinely believe the sky's the limit with what they're attempting to pull off here. This is going to be absolutely fantastic for XRP demand, no doubt about it. All right. Now, let me bring us back to something really important here. So, Canary XRP ETF, their Form 8A just got submitted. Canary filed 8A for XRP ETF last night, which points to a launch tomorrow or Thursday. We're talking Thursday morning when this thing actually goes live for launch. Now, check this out. Alexis Shirkia, chairman of Ripple-backed Yellow Network, told Invest in email that the recent XRP price increase, driven by the news that many spot XRP ETF issuers are actively positioning for an immediate launch, marked by the removal of the SEC's delaying language in S1 filings and the DTCC's listing of up to 9 potential XRP tickers, investors are looking to get in ahead of the benefit for retail institutional capital that floods in. Translation? People are scrambling to get in right now, before everyone else does. DBS Bank plus Ripple. Yeah, this is absolutely massive, and things are really starting to heat up in this space. Now, here's where it gets interesting. JP Morgan and DBS are building a tokenized framework for interbank deposits. So you might be scratching your head going, okay, but where exactly does Ripple come into play here? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, I need to do some digging because I want to find out what's really happening behind the scenes. DBS Bank involvement. DBS is not only working directly with major players like JP Morgan for tokenizing interbank deposits, but it's also featured in groups of financial institutions collaborating with Ripple. This deepens the level of institutional engagement from Ripple technology and standards, indicating that Ripple is seen as a credible enterprise-grade solution for real-world asset tokenization and payments. Ripple's institutional push. DBS has been involved in projects where Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin and the XRP ledger are used for tokenizing traditional assets, including money market funds and collateralized lending solutions for international clients. For example, accredited investors can already trade RLUSD and tokenized assets, like Franklin Templeton's SG Benji, via DBS's digital exchange, with plans to use these tokenized assets for broader liquidity and credit solutions in the next phase. JP Morgan DBS framework is enabling instant cross-border settlements using tokenized deposits, even across public and permissioned blockchains. Ripple's tech and partnerships position XRP and RLUSD as neutral bridges or rails for this new interoperable, programmable money system, especially given Ripple's global banking relationships and technical standards. This is it, people. The moment we've all been anticipating. So guess what? We've actually got Robbie Mishnick from BlackRock ready to spill the beans on stablecoins. I'm hitting play right now. Let's see what insights he's bringing to the table. Listen to this.
It's hard to imagine a world where not even stablecoins have significant adoption, because already today it's 300 billion in market cap, right? And that's in a pretty high interest rate environment, which is remarkable, right? So the stablecoin value proposition, this ability to move money around the world in near real time at near zero cost between any two people with a smartphone to get access the world over to digital US dollars, which many billions of people around the world have shown a clear desire to be able to have that access. That horse has left the barn. And it's just a question of how fast and how broadly adopted across other domains do stablecoins get, whether we're talking about, retail remittances, which are massively inefficient today, cross-border payments for corporate multinationals, which have, lots of frictions and costs associated with them, and maybe more ambitiously, financial market settlement activities. So subscribing and redeeming from funds in stablecoins, settling trades in stablecoins, processing corporate actions, margin and collateral in stablecoins. So lots of pretty exciting applications for it. That, I think, is the bear. If that's the bear case for tokenization, it's actually not that bad.
Look, the train has left the station, folks. We are this close to the end game. Here's what blows my mind. When the people literally calling the shots on digital assets at BlackRock, yeah, I'm talking about BlackRock, the giant, are out here screaming from the rooftops about how stablecoins are absolutely essential to keeping the global financial system running, and they're painting this picture of how billions upon billions of everyday people worldwide are going to get their hands on US dollars in ways that are ridiculously affordable and insanely streamlined. Tell me how that's not a massive victory for the US dollar's future trajectory. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one of those make or break moments that defines everything ahead. All right, real quick though, this particular clip dates back to October, but considering we're totally immersed in the whole stablecoin discussion today, there was zero chance I wasn't dropping this beauty in here. Listen to it closely.
So Phil, let me follow up to that for a moment here. What are some of the key advantages of using stablecoins over traditional fiat or other types of crypto?
That's a great question. Number one is this cheapness with which you can transfer. So for example, if you transfer a stablecoin like RLUSD, which is issued by Ripple, then on the XRP ledger, you can transfer that for literally fractions of a cent. Super fast and super cheap as well. When we look at the cost of a wire transfer, I'll give you an example. We recently ran a prize competition for our community, and some of the prizes were very, very small, just as guaranteed prizes. We sent $10 to one participant. It actually cost her $5 to receive it because that was the price. It was a $15 wire transfer. So she actually lost $5 because we sent her 10. So absolutely insane. That's just one example of how stablecoins are making it a lot faster and a lot cheaper to receive and send payments.
I really felt like that needed to be thrown into the mix here, right? Now feast your eyes on this situation. You've got Bo Hines posted up right beside Brad Garlinghouse. Makes you wonder what's cooking there, doesn't it? But here's the thing we need to get straight. Bo Hines is on the Tether payroll now. The White House, that ship has sailed for him. So yeah, I've seen people absolutely spiraling out about this development, but let's be real here. Bo Hines has basically turned into a full-blown hype man for Bitcoin and Tether more than anything else lately. So honestly, I'm sitting here thinking this might not be the earth-shattering news some people want it to be. Look, does he still have buddies and insiders at the White House? Of course he does, but it feels like we're about to go down this rabbit hole of wild theories. Like, ooh, is he secretly coordinating this massive move? Is he the puppet master making that play happen? Come on now, who has the bandwidth for that kind of guessing game? But whatever, here's the scoop. Last night, Official Cantor brought together some of the most influential minds in the digital assets and AI space. 5 years ago, we made a commitment to the sector. We believed in crypto. Today, we stand at the center of the space. Achieving our goals takes more than insight and dedication. It takes execution. And that's where the firm truly stands apart. We execute, which was pretty epic. And yo, check this out. Kevin O'Leary's literally standing right there. Oh, and guess who else? One of the Winklevoss twins from Gemini. And hold on a second. What's his name again? Michael Saylor right there. This dude's totally bet Michael knows who Satoshi really is, right? You can see it written all over his face as he's just fixated on Michael standing right there. And naturally, oh snap, there's Tom Emmer, the majority whip. And yo, the CEO of Tether's chilling right there. Pretty intriguing stuff. All right, everybody, I'm going to wrap things up right here. Hit me up with your thoughts down below. So much news keeps dropping simultaneously, it's crazy. If staying current feels like a challenge, definitely subscribe and crank on that bell notification. Real talk, every morning I'm getting up to hunt down the absolute hottest, most credible information throughout the XRP and crypto landscape. Thanks so much for rocking with me today. Happy holidays, folks. I'll see you in the next one.